Geographically, we live in this absolutely astounding area. Directly underneath us, there's about a half a mile thick plate of basalt. Layer after layer after layer after layer of basalt. And these erupted out of the ground. And as that cooled, it formed all these hexagons. And when you drive up and down the gorge or you see any of our road cuts, I mean, you usually see this formation inside of there. And at that time, I was really thinking about Walla Walla as a community, and you know, that we're all standing inside there, kind of side by side, like these things. And I began to look at them as metaphors for community on some level. These hexagonal squishing together of stones that just go off, you know, who knows how far. And so I chose one of these and brought it out of one of those flows and set it in the middle of Walla Walla as almost like an emissary from the landscape itself to come and speak to the citizens of Walla Walla about, you know, the voice of that existence. When the work is outdoors, it's exposed to all of the elements. There's certain considerations that you have to take into account, like the elements, like people, graffiti. There was a great big truck that just passed by. You have to make a piece which is going to be able to encounter sound, or you're going to be able to encounter it that way. And issues of size. This stone was originally embedded into this huge cliff face, and I went along that cliff until I found this stone. I could see the stone inside there, and like, that is an incredibly far out looking stone. And the guy that ran that quarry came in with this huge traco, and we had to get up with this huge bucket at the top of it and just begin to wiggle the stone. And he got a hold of that stone, and as soon as it began to tilt out into space, we basically went backwards with this traco as fast as we could as this huge 12-ton stone fell toward us. I came in with these big grinders and I polished this out, so it'd be, I'm revealing the inside of that stone. It becomes a black mirror. And the idea is that this becomes sort of an axis mundi, a center around which the world turns. So it's a convergence of the sky and a convergence of the earth. And these text bands are these sort of imaginative, small quotes. They're very poetic type of quotes. The bottom band having to do with the earth and the top band having to do with the sky. And so it's a convergence of earth and sky in the imagination.
I was the text person and kind of helped iron through, or helped develop with Ian some of the ideas, and then make sure that the ideas worked, were able to work themselves out materially. But Ian really was the crafts person for the actual piece that we see standing. Well, first we wanted to do something with bronze because it's brought out up from the earth, kind of like the columnar basalt. We decided that we would have one text band that was related to things of the ground, and then there would be a mirrored portion of the column, and that would sort of be a place for people's faces to be reflected. And then above the people, obviously the air, so we wanted to have things that are related to the air that went all the way around it, so it would be a convergence of the basic, a horizon, like the shiny place in the horizon where the air and the ground meet, and kind of showing how people help to span the ground and the air, and we exist in both places. And so we wanted to give the mirrored section to help people mirror themselves or position themselves between ground and air. I think that with the piece, with the text fragments, we had wanted people to finish those fragments. And so just like we wanted people to be reflected in the piece and really see themselves as an integral part of the landscape, not rising above it or standing above it, and not really subject to nature either, but really being part of the way that these elements all work together. We thought it would be great if people could read a fragment and then use the suggestion planted there to kind of finish the text the way that they would like to see it finished. And so it's a convergence also of their experiences, their insights, observations, and then how they would end up finishing an idea and making that idea extend out into the space of their own internal landscape as well.